So I said to her, the inside line might save you time, but the outside line gives you a better ride to the sea element.
Perfect.
Hi, this is Blythe Tate, and you're listening to Eventing Weekly with
Sammy's
Mitch
got
and
no
Brayden.
idea. Sammy, the way we start our podcast is by giving our wives some advice, really.
Yeah.
And so that's what all of that faff was.
That's great.
Yeah. Hey, Mitch, Brayden, and Sammi Birch and Ed Birch, g'day, mates.
Hi, g'day.
How we doing, all right?
I'm doing bloody good, Mitch.
Yeah, bloody good. Yeah. You?
Oh, mate, look where we are. What a setting we have for us. Sammy, do you just want to paint the picture, set the scene? It's mainly an audio medium. So do you just want to paint the picture for where we are right now?
Yeah, we are in our house. This room is actually quite nice. It's actually one of the finished rooms, but most of the place is sort of falling down. But we're in a drawing room, and we call nice little picture of Hunter Valley in the corner, and sitting on a comfortable sofa.
Ed,
Yeah.
any colour to add to that?
Yeah, I put the blue on the wall.
Oh, what shade would you go?
Oh, maybe that's a blue blood.
Is it
Blue blood.
Blue blood.
Oh,
And behind is rectory red. Oh. But don't go in there because the water's coming through the ceiling.
Okay.
And we haven't finished that
But
room
the house
at
is
all.
for sale if anyone would like a water feature in the dining room.
How good. How good. Well, guys, thanks so much for inviting us into your home tonight, and trusting
pleasure.
us. Good luck, you guys. The way we work is we have 10 questions lined up for you tonight. Not all of them are from us, but there's going to be 10 questions throughout the night coming at you guys. But before we get into the main section, we thought a good way to start tonight would be if you could introduce each other. So maybe,
This could be bad.
Ed, if you'd like to start, introduce
Be very careful.
Sammi Birch.
I've never met this lady before,
Twat.
but so far it's looking quite prosperous. No, so obviously this is Sambo. We met at a wedding many years ago, and I sort of set myself a goal. Well, not a goal, but I said to myself, I'm never going to marry a horsey bird with a Jack Russell. So I successfully stuffed that one up. So Sammy and I, we were together a couple of years, got married. I mean, obviously it was a bit of a foregone conclusion. She was going to say yes. And then,
Just couldn't help myself.
so I fast-tracked the wedding just before she changed her mind, but I also took her to the top of a cliff to ask her, just in case she changed her mind. I thought I'd just, see it off.
Insurance.
Exactly. And then, so got married, and then we were living in a little cottage in Kemble whilst we were renting a yard down in Renkham, the other side of Cirencester from here. And got a bit fed up with just shelling out money for renting this and renting that. So we then borrowed the Greek deficit and bought this place, which we're slowly but surely doing up. And I say slowly but surely because there's still water, as I say, coming through the dining room ceiling. But, everyone likes character in an old property. But so this is Sambo. This is my wife. Love her to bits, obviously. Very, very, very proud of her. Probably...
Hang on, weren't you meant to introduce me, and you've just introduced...
No, I'm introducing you. Don't interrupt. And just give me my minute, all right?
Minute? I think we need an hour.
And no, very proud of what she does. She's the successful one in the relationship. I'm more of Daddy McPhee.
That's hot.
I could put a dress on if that helps.
Sammy,
Right,
Sammy,
beat that.
how do you feel about the intro?
Well, I'm sort of disappointed. It became more about us than me, doesn't it? But,
Speaks to the character of the man.
yeah,
Well,
exactly.
I'm
I'm
an
not
only
surprised, but, I'm a little disappointed. It wasn't much about me. Quite a lot about you.
Well,
Okay, well, you're married and you're slightly older than me and you're blonde. You're shorter than me. You have 2 children and you're unsure of your relationship,
Yeah, that's better.
but relatively happy
That's better.
for the next 52 minutes.
how good.
Yeah. All right, Sammy, do you want to have a crack at introducing
Right, here we go. This is my husband, Ed. We did meet at a wedding, although we had met several times before, not that he can remember them. Very big supporter of mine. Amazing. Couldn't do it without him. Likes to wander around events with the baby pinned to his chest, drinking beer. But very, very fantastic. But also, I've forgotten what I was going to say now. Oh, biggest party boy you'll ever meet. Likes to get naked at weddings.
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
And
Yes.
we definitely have a rule now: no more nakedness at weddings, because the marriage wasn't going to survive any more nakedness at weddings. We have another
Everyone
wedding.
loves a naked guy.
Yeah, yeah. Biggest party boy. I was never marrying an English party boy,
No.
and here we are.
Here we are.
But, options are running thin. So, you got to... The bin ends sometimes are successful, right?
Yeah, and it sounds like both of you had quite strict rules not to be with a horse girl and not to be with a party boy, and for your sins.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Can I just ask, how do you stop someone getting naked at a wedding?
She gets naked herself.
Yeah. Because it's all good in theory, but then the beers come out. Mitch gets onto the Jaeger bombs, and I've seen him on the Jaeger bombs at a wedding. And
Have you?
and then logic sometimes just escapes.
Yeah, there is no logic when Ed at a wedding and a party, he gets completely overexcited. But there was a bit of an ultimatum, like no more nakedness at weddings or no more marriage.
Oh yeah. Oh, that'll probably do it.
Yeah,
that'll
it was quite strong.
knock it on the head.
That was a bit of a tough one, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it was true, wasn't it?
Okay, fair enough. To be fair, the last wedding was Dan Jocelyn's I got naked at, and that was not my fault. Because I promised you at the pub that I would not get naked.
You didn't get completely naked, but I mean,
No,
even
I
we
was
have to set like
essentially
half
raped.
naked, half naked.
Alex Franklin
Places.
basically ripped the shirt off my back.
You can't blame anyone else for your actions.
No, that's fair.
Oh, hell of a
Right,
start.
Yeah.
Hell of a start.
We're almost into sexual stuff already.
Opening to a podcast we've always wanted.
Yes, finally we're here. Okay, perfect. Well, that's a great scene setter. We're now going to get into the 10 questions, Sammi. And the first one tonight is for you. And the question is, where did the story start for Sammi Birch?
It started in a little town in Australia in Lochinvar. And I was eventing in Australia and thinking that was a great idea. Actually was moved to England in 2005 and with the horses, but was also a little bit running away from an Australian male. So ended up in England and loved it here and came here for 2 years with Hells, who works for me and is incredible. 3 horses, 2 dogs, 2 years, and I'm still here 18 years later.
Wowee. Can you just explain to me where that little town is? Because I missed it. What was it?
Lochinvar.
And where is Lochinvar?
So it's a town in the Hunter Valley in Australia, between Maitland and Singleton. And Maitland is a little bit like Swindon, except worse.
Oh.
So it's not surprising, really, when I managed to get to the other side of the world, I generally stayed.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Near Swindon.
Yeah, exactly. Just to the other side of the world.
Yeah.
And if you could just explain for us, Braden, where Maitland is in
Near
Australia.
Hunter Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I right?
Gotcha.
Yeah, you're right. You got
Nailed
it.
it. Perfect.
You got
Thanks. Yeah.
Thanks. And
Got
could
it.
you just explain to everyone where the Hunter Valley is?
It's in Australia.
Yes.
Yeah. What else do you want to know?
Yes.
on the hunter.
Maybe Sammi, maybe for Mitch's sake, you might have to paint a picture of where the Hunter Valley is.
North of Sydney, that's all I know.
North of Sydney.
Yeah, north of
that's
Sydney.
all we were asking for.
Yeah, inland, north of Sydney.
Easy.
It's where all the good wine's made,
Yeah, it is.
isn't it?
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
where the good wine's made and the good thoroughbreds are bred.
To be fair, she was a really good event. She still is a really good eventer. But
Yeah, careful.
rewind. When she was younger, that isn't going to work either.
I was better.
she was doing very well over there, and she decided she wanted to take the plunge and further by moving over this way. Is that right?
Yes.
If you got to a point where you're just like, if I'm going to get any better, I'm going to come. You got to come to the UK.
Yes. That is exactly right.
That's right.
That's what happened. And then Ed, that leads us somewhat into question number 2, and I think that one's with Mitch.
Yeah, which you guys kind of touched on for us a little bit earlier, meeting at a wedding or a couple of times before that for one of you. Where does the story of Sammi and Ed start? And could you run us through that a little bit?
Yeah, so some very good friends of ours, mutual friends, living in Kemble down the road from here. Sammi was based with Nicky Pack, and I was very good friends with, or I still am actually very good friends with Rich, and Rich is godfather to Charlie, our boy, and so Sammi was renting a yard there with Nicky, and she was based there, and actually she left Kemble about 6 months before I got there.
Yes,
I mean,
true.
what an error. And so that's we sort of met each other a couple of times through mutual friends. So Sally Arscott, who I think we got her horse at the moment.
No.
We did have her horse here.
Yes, at
Yeah,
one point, yes. But
I'm
you're
obviously
digressing.
I'm very in touch
You're
with what's going
digressing.
on out there. But yeah, so that's how we met. So we met through mutual friends, and obviously she was head over heels. We actually it was at Sally's wedding, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
Was.
and then sort of prospered from there. And actually, that's not entirely true. 6 weeks later, Sammi, not Sally. God,
Holy.
God.
Here we go.
Careful.
Hamish, if you're listening to this, I didn't mean that at all. That's Sally's husband. Sammi then went off to Australia for 6 weeks and decided she'd just go home and just check out whether she made the right decision or not, and then came home and that was it. We're off.
Off to the races. How long ago was this? What are we talking? You were over in 05,
November
Yes.
11.
Yes, November 11.
and it took 6 years to find the one.
Oh, yes, it did. I had a little bit of time out.
Oh, sorry.
Bit of R&R.
Yeah, a little bit of time out for
Nice.
men in that time.
Nice. Sammi,
Don't go there.
Carry on.
Sammi,
mate.
the next question is with me, and I believe we're in similar sort of timelines. You came over and got 7th on debut at badminton, is that correct?
Oh, when I was very young, I was 21.
Can you
So I
just,
just came over for that event.
okay, can you just take us back to that and the journey of coming over to your first badminton and the experience of doing so well?
Yeah, that was incredible. Definitely a career highlight. So we were actually brought over by Equestrian Australia in the year before, which was 1998,
Okay.
as reserve for the World Equestrian Games, and we could keep. I wasn't selected, and we could keep our horse here and do badminton before we had to take it home. I'd never been to badminton, ever. I think I'd watched some videos, old videos. But I had this fantastic homebred horse called Hunter Red that my dad had bred and tried to race. He tried to be a racehorse trainer at one point, which wasn't very successful. And anyway, so then I got him as an eventer and arrived at badminton thinking that, this was amazing and I was this fantastic young rider from Australia. I remember walking the course and getting halfway round and thinking, what the hell am I doing here? What a mistake. It then proceeded to pour with rain
Oh, nice.
for the next 3 days. And I was in the 10-minute box, I think, for 40 minutes while someone was airlifted out. It was pouring with rain. And he, Porgy, as he was affectionately known, had sore feet for his whole entire life.
Okay.
So when it was very muddy at badminton, he was like, oh, this is incredible. My feet don't hurt. And all I had to do basically was stay on him and point him. He was incredible. He finished 7th. I had absolutely no idea what I'd done.
Yeah.
And a lot of people after me, after that weekend, said, you should stay and make a living in UK. And I was like, well, no, why would I want to do that? I want to go back to Australia. Basically, I've spent the rest of my life trying to do it again.
Okay. Sure.
I had no idea what I'd done, and if I could have him again, it would be fantastic. Just trying to get there again.
Amazing. What's far out? So so you got to bring him over a year, the year leading up to badminton. Is that what you said?
Yes, so
Yeah.
we brought. I think he was flown over about the July of the year before
Okay.
in preparation
So you-
for the World Equestrian Games, which he then wasn't selected for.
Yes.
He stayed there with Jane and Dave Tolley, which was fantastic for the winter,
Okay.
and then for the preparation for badminton.
Yeah, I was going to say around the prep. Obviously, you get to badminton and it's a bit different to Wallaby Hill or something going on back in Australia. What is the prep actually? Do you remember the shows you did leading up to it, and do you feel like they must have prepped you, but obviously nothing can quite prepare you for.
I
lofty
don't. I
heights.
don't remember a lot of the prep, other than it was a terrible preparation.
Okay.
So we had actually a fall in our last run in the water before, and I don't remember. I mean, it was.
Probably Aston the Wolves.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think it was, but it was an event. It doesn't probably Aston. I've been to Aston a lot these days.
Yeah.
And we fell in the water. I don't know whether it's Ston Eastern or something that doesn't run anymore.
Sure.
Fell in the water, and he's never fallen before, but we both had a big crash. I think we were doing quite well at our last big advanced run, and we then had a little bit of work to do to get him right. I couldn't run him again, and I had to we did go cross-country schooling at Aston the Wolves with
there it is.
yes, a good friend and mentor of mine, Prue Barrett. And so I remember going schooling, and I think I didn't really know what I was in for. So I just rode
Yeah.
and didn't overthink it.
You know, how bad can it be? We'll just show up and
Yeah.
it'll be
It
fine.
was a very, the less you know,
Sure.
the better. I think
It was
if
proper old school wet badminton as well, wasn't it?
yeah, it was crazy wet. I mean, you couldn't really shop. It was
It was roads and tracks as well.
Yep, roads and tracks, steeplechase. And I mean, I can remember coming over the hill after the steeplechase, and I've never, ever seen so many people. I was, and they sort of lead you through on the hunt horse, and it was, I mean, I'll never forget that.
Amazing.
Yeah, an incredible experience. And he was just an incredible horse.
Yeah, nice. Paints a pretty nice picture there, Mitchell.
Oh, g'day,
Here come the
dogs.
dogs.
Here
Sorry.
come the
Here
guard
come the
dogs.
Labradors.
Who have we got here?
That's Gracie. You got Grace there.
Grace.
And this is Bodie, my son, which I do adore him, but he does do my head in.
We've just been joined by two majestic black labs, and they've come straight to the boys for some well-earned pats. So just bear with us while Mitch gets up question number 4, I think we are, Mitchell.
Yep, and we're just going straight at you, Ed.
Dreamy.
You know, you like having the spotlight on, I would imagine. And you're
that's obvious.
kind of in the same boat as Braden and I over here.
I feel like I'm on Radio 2 doing this.
Yeah.
It's quite cool, isn't
It's a
it?
shame we haven't got Zoe Ball here.
Well, we could organise that for next time if you want.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go on.
You too. Hey, rein it in. Rein it in.
And we, just wanted to see what or how you find life as an eventing wag
Don't be too honest.
or a hab, as
Wow.
These
Braden
are
and I like
eventers
to
that
call
listen
it.
to
Do you
this.
have a title?
Daddy McPhee.
Daddy
Daddy
McPhee.
McPhee, the
Yeah.
naked one.
Yeah, I mean, sadly the figure's changing somewhat as I get older.
How do you mean?
Well, seems my arse has come through onto my chest. Not in terms of hair, but in terms of fat.
Yeah, gotcha.
What was the question?
It's a lovely picture.
How do you find life as an eventing wag?
So that's quite interesting. It's changed somewhat. So when we first met each other, I went to every single event. And I was actually, it's a whole different world for me. I mean, yes,
Yeah.
I've been to badminton.
Did we get
as a
to tell the
child.
Bookaloo story?
The book. Well, we'll come back to the Bookaloo story. The first Bookaloo story.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
first
So we'll come back to that. So yeah, I mean, I'd always been to badminton as a child. Never, just because there's me and 250,000 other people all going there. And so I'd never missed out on that. And yes, you'd seen it, but you don't. If you're not connected into the eventing world, there's very few people that really are watching every single horse, knowing each rider that's going around, and have actually got that interest. Whereas now it's just like you're following each one because you're in it, right?
Yeah.
So I went to every single event, the Pontus Bulls and all that sort of thing. So you got to try everything before you go back or not, as the case may be with Pontus Bull. No offense, Pontus Bull, but. So now what do I do with the children? It's a bit different because Charlie's at school. Amelia is 4.5 months, so it's a bit easier in terms of having her. But Charlie, I can't take out of school. I mean, our record of attendance is pretty averagely crap at the moment because we do keep taking him out. But no, so how is it? It's good. I enjoy it. I do enjoy it. It's fun. There's an awesome group of people. Very, very social. But also, like, if you don't make the effort to go away and bring the children and go and support Sammi, well, what are you here for? Right? Like, that is what it's all about.
Yeah.
And so if you're going to spend all this time away in the truck, then follow suit.
Yeah.
It makes you a wag or whatever it is, but it's what's Sammi wants the family there with her. She feels much more complete when we're all there. Don't cut in on that point. You might not feel complete when I'm there, but you are when the children are there. You know, although Charlie's was basically there on his iPad, so he wouldn't know whether he's in Timbuktu or Stroud. But I think it's really, I really enjoy it. I enjoy catering for them. Because the first event we went to was Tattersalls in Ireland together, and Birdo was parked next door to us, and we all had drinks and we had crisps and we're all chatting away until 10 o'clock at night or whatever it was, and then we're like, right, we're off to bed, and I'm going, this is basically one of my first events. Where's the meat and tea? No, not the meat and tea veg, because that sounds a bit wrong. But where's the grub? Right?
Yeah.
And Sammy's like, well, you don't have enough crisps?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you have crisps with a drink, right?
Yeah.
And I don't have crisps as a dog, be quiet. Yeah, so therefore I then stepped into those shoes. I was like, okay, fine, I'll run the lorry, I'll do the cooking.
Yeah.
So therefore, I also know that therefore Sammi and Hells, they're getting a good meal in the evenings. The children are there, so actually I really enjoy it. And also, I then got my truck license so that I can then do the driving.
Yep.
So I drove back from Bucklow on Sunday, and it just sort of works quite well as a team because we can share it. You know, Sammi can be in the back with Amelia. Charlie's obviously essentially just glued to a 10 by 6 inch screen of the iPad, and we just make it work. But it is difficult. It's tough in terms of.
Yes. What did you say Sunday morning?
Yeah, this doesn't work anymore.
Ed said,
I need a hotel.
I need a hotel.
Or a bigger truck. But no, mate, I love it. It just, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
If you're not going to make the effort, then it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And it's you just got to dig deep and get on with it.
Can we hear the Buccalo story?
I'm not sure you can hear the whole Buccalo story. I think that we might have to just like. So
I'm slightly short for words here.
yeah, maybe.
I mean, we don't
can't.
have to.
We don't
No,
have to.
I mean, it's entertaining, and it's all about Ed, so that's even better.
I'll gap fill.
Okay, I'll just.
Yeah. Key points. Key points.
Yeah.
First, we hadn't been together a long time.
6 months.
Yeah, very much in love, and Edward decided he was going to come away. We went to Buccalo and then to Le Lyon. Now Buccalo is, renowned for the parties. I've been to the Buccalo party many times, and so I know on the Tuesday nights you have to pace yourself, otherwise it's a week of disasters. Ed didn't realise about
Go
the
big or go home.
Yeah.
the Tuesday night pacing yourself issue. I managed to steal a bottle of Jägermeister from behind the bar.
There he is.
I've done that before.
Borrow.
There he is.
Borrow.
Drank
Terrible
the
idea.
entire bottle. Dancing on the tables. I don't think he did.
Tim
get
Price
naked.
had something
I
to
don't
do with
think-
that.
Yeah, I tried to get the bottle away from you, and Tim Price gave it back to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you did get naked at that point. Actually, that night, I think he
I
was.
didn't get
He
naked.
was completely dressed.
Quiet night in.
Yeah. Had to get a Dutch security guard to help me get him in the lorry.
Okay.
At which point he then got on the Luden and fell out. And then proceeded to abuse me for him looking after me. And how I was
abuse.
like, well, I'm not really. That's
Critical,
not
I
really
think.
what's
Critical
happening
was-
right now. He slept on the sofa.
Yeah.
Then there was an incident on the sofa.
Yes.
Well, the
yeah.
Jägermeister came out.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
You know, but these things happen.
They do.
Right?
Yes.
They do.
And
And
then-
Hells
hang on.
didn't know about that. She does now.
Yeah, she does now. Yeah, so it was a good start to the first 2 weeks in the lorry together. Ed, we then went to a lunch, and I rang him and said, "Why didn't you come up for lunch?" And he arrived in 2 different shoes.
Oh, nice.
I could only
Yeah.
find one loafer and one. I don't know what else.
It was a
he-
boat shoe.
Yes.
So
Anyway,
it was a smooth look.
yeah, and
Yeah.
you couldn't remember meeting all the people that you'd already met.
No, so I introduced myself to everyone again, and they were like, well,
Nice.
we've already met you.
Nice.
No, these things happen, right? And we've all
Yeah.
been there. We've all
Also,
been
we made him chef that week, which he was quite excited about. But he didn't realise that chef met chef to keep and not chef of
Yeah,
the...
not chef.
Yeah.
Ed, what I will say about going hard on a Tuesday, is you recover on the Wednesday, you're good to go on Thursday. Do you know what I mean? I don't mind
You
that as
just
a
got to dig
strategy.
deep. You just got to dig deep.
Yeah.
People that say, I can only do one night. Mate, come on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. 100%.
You just chuck another
I
one down.
don't think you could do 2 nights now. You're getting quite old.
Ooh, that sounds like a challenge, actually.
Oh no.
Let's not bring age into this.
How good. How good.
Anyway,
Mitch, where are we up to, mate?
I think we're up to your question. Is it number...
Sorry, my
what are we
wife
up
needs some
to
more
here?
wine.
Number
Just
6.
it's on camera.
Can you hold-
Question 5, maybe?
No, it is question 5, sorry, yes.
Question 5 as we just do some top-ups. Sammy, you've got your first fan question of the evening.
Oh, this is exciting. I didn't think I had any fans.
Well, you do. And what they do is they're always in our DMs, all of the fans of our show, and they send us in voice notes. And we've got one to play for you. So I'll play this fan question, and then it's yours to answer.
Question for Sammi. On average, how many times a day do you ask your staff, where have I left my gloves, spurs, hat, coffee, dog, baby? Question.
Such a cow.
That is absolute gold.
Can you fill us in? Who was that?
That was Hells. 24 years. I mean, I can't imagine how many times I've asked her that. I lose all of those things very regularly. Where have I put my gloves? Where have I put my hat? Where everything.
So Charlie and Amelia go missing.
Well, normally Hells has them, but yes.
That is that is an absolute gold from hell.
Yeah.
Because to be fair, you leave shit everything.
Oh,
everything.
shut up.
You do.
Yeah. Yes, I do. Phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That,
She's still missing a bra from Blenheim, but we'll come back to that.
No, I've got it. It's fine. yeah, I'll get it back to you. I'll get it back to you, mate. No
very
problem.
I love it.
No, Sammy.
That was great.
On that, Hells, can you just tell us a little bit about Hells and the big part that she's played in your eventing career?
Oh God, I mean, I can't imagine life without Hells. So she has worked for me now for 20. I thought it was 23 years, but she tells me today it's 24. She literally, I don't have to think about anything. And now, since the kids have been born, she's taken over the role as groom to nanny. The problem is, if I go somewhere without Hells, I have to ring Hells probably about 50 times in the day to be like, well, where's that? Well, what's this? Well, where's this? And where's that? And so when Hells is there, I don't think about anything. I pass her the baby. I get on the horse. She has a horse ready. And it's perfect. And she's definitely part of the family.
We would be absolutely lost without her.
Yeah.
She is one in a million.
Yeah.
Now I know she's going to listen to this, and I'm not just blowing sunshine up her ass. She is absolutely incredible, an incredible worker, incredible member of the family, incredibly caring, incredible detail,
And she just adores the horses. The horses are her first priority.
Yeah, absolutely. And she would be up all day, every day, all night, if it meant
Sure.
that the right thing had to be done.
Yeah, I mean,
And no one can pinch her.
I don't know about you, Mitch, but from the outside looking in, well, I mean, we're kind of on the inside a little bit, and we see it's bloody. I don't know many harder jobs than what these girls do,
And guys.
and guys.
Well said, Mitch.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking in our yard. Sorry,
In your yard.
yeah. And your yard.
Yes.
Well recovered.
Are you saying I don't get put to work?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. That is exactly what I'm saying. I've never seen you. Do you mark out stables?
No.
No, nor do I.
Do you draw the line as well?
No, so I did water buckets once and successfully messed it up, and therefore I've never been asked to do anything
That's
again.
smart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do mark out occasionally. You just take so long doing it. That,
Well,
you know.
because Hells has got such attention to detail, right? That if you leave a bit of poo behind, the last thing I want is Hells to go in behind me. Like,
Yeah.
I know how to make a bed, so
Yeah. Do it once, do it wrong, you never get asked to do it again.
exactly.
Perfect.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm just too eager to impress. Any hay nets you need filling?
Hay fever, you see.
Yeah, see? He's got an answer for everything. But what I was saying is we've seen it, how hard these gigs are, and I look at the grooms and go, I couldn't. That's not for me. I couldn't do that. And the fact that someone does it for a job for a year, let alone an Olympic cycle, let alone
24.
surely must be one of the longest serving groups. Says a lot about.
Well, I think she's still waiting for me to get to an Olympics.
Yeah,
so
gotcha.
I think if I can actually get to an Olympics
Yeah.
and she can come with me, then maybe she'll retire.
She'll be
but,
done.
we're still trying that gig.
No, she's not allowed to retire. I keep telling her that. She can't retire.
Yeah, true.
It also says a lot about you guys. For someone to want to hang around for that long.
No, it says a lot for Sammi. She's just very understanding and puts up with me.
Gotcha.
Well, I'm not sure. Apparently, for the first 6 months, she hated me and thought I was a complete cow and a
Okay.
princess.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And was wanting to leave most of the time.
She's a really good judge of character.
Anyway, obviously,
I'm here
I
all night.
changed after that. And I don't know how, but she's still here. But first
Amazing.
6 months, she still talks about what a cow I was. So
Good.
luckily, I'm spending the next 23 years trying to make up for that.
How good. How good. Ed, have you got that bottle opener, mate?
Yeah, sorry, I just realised I did that into the microphones.
No,
No,
it's
that-
ambiance.
I'll put my beer on my wife's
You know,
phone.
we've been accused of adding background sounds to our podcast, so if you can just get that right up close to the microphone there, even better.
The Budweiser ad.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Moving on to our next question then. We've actually got a fan question lined up for you, Ed.
Oh, God.
So
One of Ed's fans, is it?
yeah, if you're ready over there.
I didn't know there were any of those either.
Let me just
No,
make
not
sure
really.
the volume's turned up for this one. Here we are.
Here we go.
Oh, could you hear that?
No,
No.
Oh, give me 1 second, guys.
there's a silent fan.
Yes. Let me just.
That's
Yeah,
not
so-
surprising, really.
No, just a ceiling.
Oh, the dad jokes are coming in.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
Terrible.
When I first met Sammi, they were better.
What?
Geez, for the first ever time, we're having some technical difficulties here.
No, that's dreamy for me. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
No, I will turn it up.
I could just about hear it. Run
Could
it
you
past
actually?
me.
Oh, hold on. I fixed it. My phone was turned down. Here we go. Here we go.
Question for Ed.
Yeah, nailed
Other
it.
than the toilet, have you ever peed anywhere else in the lorry?
I think we need to play that again because Here we go. Here we go. All right. Fan question for you, Ed. Are you ready?
You know, I got it the first time.
Question
Thanks.
for Ed. Other than the toilet, have you ever peed anywhere else in the lorry?
That is a loaded question.
Too bad. That's great.
Not in this current lorry,
Okay.
but yes.
That might have been Bookload.
No, look, as I said earlier, we're going back to booklet. These things happen, right?
Yes.
These things happen.
Yes.
And
The worst part is I still married you, really.
well, not that day, you didn't.
No, true.
But there's a good story attached to that. But I'm not going to come back with it now because it's pretty grotesque. But yes, okay. So yes, I have peed in other places in the lorry other than the loo. But it's what gives character to an old truck, right?
Sure.
And what goes on in Buccalow
we've
stays
sold
in
that
Buccalow.
lorry,
Yeah.
and someone else is now
Yes.
sat on that sofa,
That wasn't in the
and there are smells
advertisement.
of Jägermeister for the rest of their life.
How good. How good. I think that's good from Hells, I think. She's covered.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
covered
thanks
both
for that,
bases
Hells. I
there,
really
yeah.
appreciate that because actually I thought the Hells didn't know about it, and we actually took about 2 years to sort of bring myself to tell her. I thought I'd wait till I married Sambo so that I was then in, and I said, Hells, I really have to tell you, I'm sorry about the sofa. Yeah. Everyone's done it, not proud about it, and she goes, "Yeah, I knew about it the very next day."
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever done that, Brad?
Not me. No.
No.
You?
No.
No.
Sammy?
No.
No.
Funny that.
What's your point?
I'm not.
Just,
I don't have a bladder control issue, by the way. These, can we move on to another question?
Yeah, we can,
Yeah,
mate.
we can.
It's with
Yes.
me, and it's question number 7. So we're getting through them now. We're 4 from home. And my question is back to you, Sammi. And it says, Sammi Birch, mother of 2. How good does that sound?
Yeah, that's for anyone that knows me a little bit, that's exciting and fantastic because there was a long time when mother of 2 probably we didn't think was an option.
Sure.
So we're very lucky. We, as I don't know if everyone probably does know, but I had breast cancer after having Charlie. So we did a little bit of IVF before the treatment and had a few embryos, one left, and at a very big risk, we took a punt, and now we have 8 years later, Amelia.
So
Yeah, the poor girl sat on ice for 4 years, freezing her tits off.
no one asked you, did they?
Oh,
to
sorry.
be hon-
Sorry,
to
the
be
question
honest-
was at Sammy.
Yes, exactly. Don't take over.
Quite the cheapsies.
To be honest, Ed was quite happy with one, and he didn't get much say in this matter. So,
Okay.
Shall we have another baby? Well, I mean, I'm quite sort of happy with.
What do you need from
I
me?
mean, I've got a boy. The name carries on another generation. Oh, we'll have another baby then.
Yeah.
pretty much that's how it went.
Yeah.
But very, very very basically they told me this was not going to work. And we ummed and ahed about it a lot, but in the end we gave it a go, and now we have a little girl as well. So we're very,
It's very
very
tricky. I'm
lucky.
going to cut in now, and I know the question was at Sambo.
What a
But
surprise.
hey, we're an act together. We're a double act. So, I think it's really tricky as well for an event rider because there is no good time. So, for a guy,
Talk to us,
you can
Ed.
carry on,
Talk
right?
to us, mate.
Yeah, but you can. There is no good time, right? But from a guy's point of view, as a male event rider, obviously I'm not that person. I just do the muck trailer, but they just keep going. They could just do. They just keep pushing their career. But I think it's really difficult for a female in the eventing world because, of course, they want it. Well, not everyone wants to, but a lot of people want to have a baby. And really, it's a large chunk of a year out. And they, fair play to these girls. They do get pregnant. They're whilst the pregnancy continues, they're riding to as much as they can, bearing in mind that they don't want to put themselves at risk. And I think no one really sees that side of it. And then as soon as you've had the baby, that they want to get back in the saddle. They're back in the saddle before a doctor signs them off to drive a car.
Yeah.
And but I just don't think that when you hear on the tannoy or not the tannoy, but the loudspeaker at an event where she just had a baby and blah blah blah, people go, well done her. But actually, that's a massive ask to have a baby, have a cesarean, get the baby alive and well, breastfeed, do whatever you're doing, and get back on a horse, and get those horses fit, and compete while you then get off a horse, breastfeed, change a nappy, get back on, change a horse. I mean, I don't think there's another sport like that.
Yeah.
No,
Do you know what I mean?
I don't know.
I mean,
of it.
you. I mean, I feel very seen right now because you're talking to us. We're both now early 30s, staring down the barrel.
Very, very early 30s.
Yeah.
So
you'd be surprised to know I'm actually older than Mitch. Yeah. The shock on their faces. But no,
As I turn away and take a drink.
but no, Sammy, and Ed, this is something that we're looking down the barrel of is as an exciting prospect is where can we fit kids in, and all of those things, plus the windows of every year there's an Olympics or a WEG or a badminton or a Burley, and when do you go, oh, hold on, we're 31, it'd be quite cool to have a couple of kids if we're lucky. Probably should do it before we're 40. It's the Olympics next year, and then it's WEG 2 years
You
later.
can do it after 40.
Shut up. I didn't need to talk about age.
Oh, sorry. We could be 40.
Yeah, it's a really, really hard. It's been a thing, and being a female event rider, although it's a fantastic thing to be, I think it's a difficult thing. You make decisions and you lose horses, and it's not like a normal job where you can go to your employer and say, fantastic news, I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
And they pay you, you lose horses, and it's absolutely heart-wrenching. But at the same time, you've got to realise that hopefully, family comes first. And, hopefully the horses will be there. But it is heart-wrenching. And these horses that you put your heart and soul into disappear for a while, and all you can do is hope that they come back.
Yeah, gotcha.
And to be fair, you've got some amazing owners, and they have come back,
Yeah.
right? And we are, when I say we, Sammi she's as good as the owners are that are bringing the horses to her as well. That the owners can't do it without the rider, and the rider can't do it without the owners, right? So it's a trust thing. There's all sorts of things attached to it, but I think it's a really big ask. But sometimes, occasionally, the event riders have got to put themselves first and go, yeah, okay, well, we've got the Europeans, or we've got the Worlds, or we've got the Olympics, or we've got there's a badminton, there's a Burley, it's a whatever, and eventually you just got to go, hang on a second, I need to have a baby. I keep delaying this. What am I delaying? All I'm delaying, actually, is us. So, yeah, I think it's a big ask, but it's worked.
Yeah, we're very, very lucky, and I, couldn't be happier about it. But it's
We've got a
as a-
£15 lumber lard in a room above us
as
now.
a female event writer, it's not an easy decision. As you said, Braden, there's always an Olympics, Europeans, badminton at Burley, and we're always chasing the dream. So it's hard to sort of think, actually, it's never a brilliant time.
Yeah.
But sometimes you've just got to bite the bullet.
Yeah. Are you listening, babe? No, I'm kidding. in your own in our own time.
Oh, geez.
I think we should move on, Mitchell.
Yeah, let's move on to question number 8.
You got yourselves into a hole there.
Just
didn't
dug a
you?
massive
That was
hole.
beautifully done.
Yeah, but we always manage to get ourselves out of it, and we tend to put the spotlight back on you, Ed.
Nice return.
We've got another fan question lined up for you here.
Nice return.
We did.
Hello, it's Mike
Oh, we
Winter. If you could please ask Ed Birch if he
So
could give some
funny.
examples of how wokeism, a greater awareness of equality and social justice issues, has affected our smaller equestrian community as well as greater society.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Mike, you absolute arse. I'm very fond of Mike. We have a lot of laughs together. But there's a few topics of conversation that we don't agree on.
Oh, really?
Mainly because I engage my mouth before my brain and then Mike picks me up on it.
That may be one of the best. One of the best fan questions that you've ever played me, Mitch.
Yeah,
That's
you're
coming.
welcome.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that is Mike
Big
Winter.
shout
there.
out to
Through
Mike
and through.
Winter.
Yeah, big shout out.
Nice.
I'm going to answer that with no comment.
Oh.
We live in a modern world. I'm not that modern.
Fair enough.
Oh,
Well,
come on.
What?
You have to do better than that. You always have a lot to say, and that now you don't have anything
Yeah, I
to
know,
say.
but when you got a camera and you got a microphone, you got to be real careful nowadays as to what you say.
are you worried about getting cancelled, Ed?
No, mate. What you see is what you get. It's,
Yeah.
I just I don't need any help to get myself in shit. Sometimes.
Sure. Well, what I could do, Ed, is offer you an olive branch and say, how about
I'll take a tree actually in this moment.
we double down with Mike Winter Part 2?
Oh, dreamy! Can we please?
Are you ready? All right.
Oh, I can't wait
Let's
to
go.
hear this.
Let's go for the other option.
And an unrelated follow-up question also for Ed Birch. If you could tell us a little bit about what tractor he's running on his farm and what attachments he has that he finds useful.
Oh, you see, he has got a kind side. Yeah, no, that actually to be fair to Mike, he's been really helpful actually when we were looking at building new muck clampers to help me out as to what we needed to build. We got a case tractor, just bought a set of chain harrows, got a topper.
We have a lot of
arena
kit.
harrows. Well, actually, we'd have a lot more kit if I had my way, but we'd also be bankrupt by the morning.
Yeah.
But every now and again, you just got to just drop it in there. So we could really do with a new bucket or a new pallet fork. So what we need this. It'll change our life.
Really?
And then she goes,
No, we're having a new horse.
we're having a new horse.
Gotcha.
So
So, what was the tractor you're running?
a case.
Case International.
Oh, see,
Yeah.
There you are.
one of us
Red
works in an
ones.
office. One's a real man.
Yeah.
And
I
I
love
mean,
my office job.
This has also spent. I think this spent most of its life on a cattle farm or something in Wales. I mean, it's done some hours. It's in retirement now.
Ah, yeah.
It
Not
does-
like me. Not like me. Before you get in there. So then we got a little bit. There's always room to have more toys. I mean,
No, there isn't.
I know there isn't room for more toys.
More horses.
Yeah.
More horses.
And they don't eat hedges, do they? So, but anyway, look, yeah. So that's kind of like to get me out of that one. We'll move on from question 1 or part A and move to part B. There's I think if you're running your own property as well, that you've got to. The easy way is to contract everything out to people to come and do it for you, and they'll do a better job than you because they've got the bigger kit and everything like that. But then you're paying them a lot of money, right? So at which point, nice.
Real
Love it.
so
Love it.
good. Sorry.
And I think you just if you just got to watch where you're spending your money. So therefore, if you could try and do it at home, bear with me on this. Then, and certainly if you get your wife, if you convince your wife to buy the attachments for the tractor, then you've really got to try and use them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you call the contractor,
Notice that the chain arrows haven't been used recently.
No, I did the drive with them the other day.
Was it this drive? Because that looked amazing as I came in.
Nice.
Yeah.
The lawns that are mowed regularly.
Look, presentation, right? Presentation.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we do try and do as much as we can in house.
Wonderful. I think I mean, we're letting you off the hook, really, aren't we?
Thanks,
there
mate.
with Mike Winter's questions,
Absolutely.
but I'm happy to do so because you shared the Buccolo story. So I feel like it's only fair that we get one over you, and we got one over you. So.
Yeah.
That was nicely done. Very good.
No problem. Mitchell,
Very good.
where are we at?
We're actually up to our last question now. We've heard a little bit about the past, but we're going to move on to the future. And if you could kind of give us a bit of an idea of what's on the radar in the future for Sammi and Ed Birch.
No more children, I don't think.
Okay.
That one might
So
be.
more horses?
As long as they don't have to stay in the lorry with me, then yes.
There's definitely no more children. Which, is, in a way, it's really nice, actually, because for a long time, I didn't think I could have... no, sorry.
You've done this?
I didn't think we could have a second child. So
we? Oh,
yes,
thank you.
We, yes. So
Appreciate that.
that's very nice to be happy with that ending.
Yep.
I mean, we are still chasing the Olympic
That's
dream.
like the whole Maverick Goose thing, isn't it? When
Shut
you
up.
inverted it. I'm sorry.
Talking.
Okay.
But we are still chasing the Olympic dream, so that would be fantastic. We've got this great property here. It seems to be that we are going, without even realising it, a little bit in the direction of mentoring young Australians and Kiwis.
And Brits.
And Brits.
We've got Bird Wood.
Yeah.
Well, she's actually called Georgina Wood, which is a much better name.
And she's leaving us,
Bird.
which is terrible.
And Bird actually lives in the house with us and has done for the last 2 years. And she's based with us. She's been fantastic. Absolutely, her and Charlie are thick as thieves. And now Bird's leaving, and we will never forgive her for that. And she said she wanted a shout out, so that's why I said.
Oh,
that.
shout out, shout out
to the Birdwood.
Birdwood.
Birdwood, big fan of the show. That's what you'll be expecting. Birdwood, big fan of the show.
Yeah.
Leaving us.
Yeah.
And sorry, just to jump in here, but so you said you got some Australians, some Kiwis, is it? Abby Long come through the ranks recently?
Yes, Abby has just arrived with us a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
And she's a fantastic asset to the team. We have hopefully another Australian joining us in December, and it's something that...
Is that Will Baxter, is it?
Will Baxter.
Okay.
We have a young English guy, Jack Whiteford, based here.
I love how you say English. You couldn't get any more English if you tried.
No. But without even trying, we seem to be attracting, young professionals that are starting out in the sport. And actually, we love it. We're all based on site. There's a couple of cottages, and I've always wanted to help, other young people that are starting out. And if we can be a small part in their career or help them at all, then that would be fantastic. I mean, I still am not ready to give up the reins just yet, but eventually it will be just helping the young.
You've got to be careful, Sammi, because sooner or later, if you keep this up, you're going to end up with a little Bluetooth headpiece, just like Kevin McNabb, having all of these young riders around and being on the phone 24/7.
I definitely don't do phone.
Just WhatsApp. She's really got a WhatsApp, but not on the phone.
Yeah.
But
I think the Bluetooth...
The hard thing with Kev, though, is you're talking to him and then you realise you're talking to someone else on the phone.
The great thing is, and Bird has told you to go away and listen to Bella English. She tells the exact same story.
Oh my gosh. Like we were in Buccolo last week and Kev's walking everywhere with this thing and you're like, talking about the course. And you're like, oh, hang on, you're on the phone to the vet or this or this. I mean, no, not me. I just shout a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I walked past Kev in Lanier a couple of weeks ago. I was like, hey, mate, how you going? He's like, pointed at the Bluetooth head.
Did you feel a bit honoured, though? At this point, you're like, oh, I'm being
Yeah.
Bluetooth.
Were you on the phone to him? He was talking to you
this is
through his Bluetooth.
We've got a few common threads that run across all of our episodes.
Yeah, yeah.
And Kevin McNabb on his Bluetooth headset.
Yeah.
That's one
I
of the
mean, it just never
cornerstones.
stops.
It's so good.
The
But
man's
we
the
love
man's a
him
grafter,
for it.
though. He does.
We
he's-
love him for it.
He's dedicated to it, isn't he?
Yeah.
But no, we've got a lot of young troops here that are a massive team. So as Sammy said about Jack Whiteford, started off working for us, and now gone out on his own, but based with us. Bird's obviously been with us and leaving. Enough said. But she's going off to set up on her own. So she's done 2 years with us. She sees how it works. She's taken it on board. These troops also learn a lot from Hells. Like,
Oh, yeah,
there's
incredible amount
You
from
could
Hells.
not ask for a better mentor.
Sure.
And it's all there. Hells is happy to give it out, and it's just whether they want to take it up or not. That's really key. And then we've also got Flo. We've got Tamar.
It's a
Abby,
bit of a
another
community,
Abby.
and we hope that in the future we can build on that a little bit and help.
And they
you know,
are as much as an important part of the team as anything else. Like
Yeah.
you cannot survive without that backbone to it.
no. But
So
we
That's
hope
a
we
shout
can.
out to all the troops.
We hope we can help them set up on their own, go out on their own, and make that transition easier.
Lovely. And is it UK forever for you guys?
Yes. Mainly because I asked that before I asked her to marry me, because I was I mean, no offence to Australia, it's a really lovely country. There's lots
Well,
going
it's
on
not
out
New
there.
Zealand, though, is it?
No.
No, it's not New Zealand. Absolutely, I've never been to New Zealand. But as you can find out from me, pretty much a Gloucestershire boy.
Were you a young farmer?
No.
No.
No,
I just
wasn't
thought
a
going to
farmer.
badminton every year.
Ag college.
Gloucestershire.
So funny enough, we did
RAU,
actually
were
meet
you
each other.
RAU?
We didn't meet each other at badminton, but we
You
were both
were
at that
a
first
young
badminton.
farmer.
Yeah.
weren't
Yeah,
we?
so that's quite a funny story, but you've probably heard enough of us. So the year that I was seventh at badminton, I went to the bar that afternoon. What was it called?
Pig and whistle.
There you go, Pig and Whistle.
Ah,
Very, very muddy. And I was sat there having a drink quite leisurely with
I was
a
an
couple
ag
of
student
people.
at that time.
And there were some strange boys,
Horribly good-looking guys.
men having a mud fight.
Gilets?
Completely drunk. Yeah, they were all in truffles. Completely drunk. And then
not Burgundy, though.
having
were
a mud fight, and the police arrested them.
The police arrested them.
And anyway, Ed
Yeah,
was
we
one
did,
of,
yeah.
and I was like,
I
what
think
a
arrest is
bunch.
quite harsh.
What a bunch of English wankers. And Ed was one of them.
Yeah. Did you know at the time, like, had you already connected with Ed, or
No,
later
no,
on?
no.
You were like, you joined the
found out.
dots.
Yeah, realised that he was one of those dickheads getting pissed in the mud.
Who's that guy? Where does he come from?
I didn't think
Then
that.
you married me.
Yeah, I know. Such is life.
Anyway, yeah. So there we are. We met a long time ago. You just didn't realise it.
Oh, how good. Well, Mitchell,
Yes.
it's at this point of the show, guys, I throw over to Mitch and I say, Mitch, how's your list looking, mate? Where are we at on the old list
And
of things to cover?
I usually say my list is looking the same as your list.
Okay.
And we're at the end of
we,
it.
we got nothing.
No, see, not empty. I
Nothing.
mean, there's a whole bunch of rubbish on there that you don't really want to read.
Well, it's got eventing manager there.
Oh, yeah, not rubbish.
And what I will say, Ed, have you ever got around the eventing manager? It's the app done by EquiRatings where it's like fantasy football for eventing.
Yeah.
Have you played?
No.
You haven't.
Yeah. And no.
Well,
Yeah.
we quite enjoy it.
Yeah.
We're terrible at it.
Yeah. But we run our own league and we get people to join it and stuff.
Cool.
Essentially, normally for the big shows, they have EquiRatings on the app. They do an eventing manager league, and everyone has a price on them, and you get a budget of 10 million to spend, and you buy people based on their ratings. And you put your team together for the weekend. Anyway, the thing is that we really enjoy it. It's a good time. But I haven't seen an eventing manager league for a long time. We don't know
Not
when
for a
they're
while.
coming out. And I just
Surely Poe.
I just thought maybe Poe.
Yeah.
Maybe Poe. Sammy, I've picked you on my team before.
Really?
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Was I disappointed?
Before. Not now.
Some people reach their peak when they're getting old.
I love Fundus because I know he's going to get around the cross country.
Well, yeah, he is. He's a jumping machine and an athlete. We're always happy when we get that first phase out of the way.
Yeah.
It's
about
good
Louis?
knowledge from you, Braden, knowing a
Knowing a
rider's
horse?
Yeah,
Mitch is
I'm
the
impressed.
rider horse guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point I was making was Sam Watson, if you're listening, or any of the Equi Ratings team, we'd love to have an eventing manager come up for Poe. And
Yes, I think I would love that too.
yeah,
Yeah.
you'd get around it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, hang out. If it comes up, we'll get into your DMs, and I encourage you to get around it. It's good fun, good honest fun. No money lost, just a lot of pride.
So much pride.
Yeah.
It's all gone.
Anyway, Mitch, happy to pretty much call it there?
Yep.
Very good.
Yes.
Guys, thank you so much for letting us come into your home. And I know you've got a little one upstairs asleep right now. So
Oh, fingers crossed she's asleep.
yeah. If not,
If not, I'll be back up there again in a minute.
sucked in.
No, guys, thank you very much. Thank you. It's been
Oh.
good. It's good fun.
Been a pleasure.
Good fun.
And the way we like to end is we say, Sammi and Ed Birch, thanks, mates.
Hi, this is Blythe Tate, and you're listening to Eventing Weekly with Mitch and Braden.
Oh, high five.
A little bit
That's it.
late.
And we
but
end on a
got
high
there.
five.